Good evening, everyone. So my topic on trace and toxic element is about lead. So lead is potent enzyme inhibitor. It blocks delta aminobutyric acid, the ALA synthetase, pyrimidine 5 nucleotidase, and sodium potassium dependent enzyme triphosphate. The source could be paint and gasoline, and the mode of acquisition can be through ingestion or inhalation. The susceptible area is the affected site will be the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Indication of toxicity could be urinary aminobutyric acid, the free RBC, porphyrin, and presence of basophilic sticklings in red blood cells. Toxic dose could be greater than 0.5 milligrams per day. The fatal dose can 0.5 grams, and then the central disease control cutoff level in children is less than 10 microgram per deciliter. Blood toxic level is greater than 70 microgram per deciliter, and it requires chelation therapy in children by less than 25 microgram per deciliter. The lead chelators is the EDTA and dimercaptosuccinic acid, or the DMA. The toxic effect would be it interferes with vitamin D and heme synthesis pathway by inhibiting delta aminobutyric acid synthetase that lead to anemia. It inhibits pyrimidine 5 nucleotidase and sodium potassium dependent adenosine triphosphate, resulting to diminished integrity of the red blood membrane. It combines with the matrix of bone and persists in this area for a long time with a half-life of 32 years. Low exposure of lead may cause behavioral changes, hyperactivity, and attentional deficit disorder. Affect also affects the intelligent quotient score that will lead to characteristic into wrist drop or foot drop manifestation in peripheral neuropathy. So if the person are uh, exposed to lead poisoning, uh, the person is if the certain person is exposed in lead poisoning, uh, the person may develop encephalopathy or nephrosis. It can be also lead to anorexia or uh, peripheral neuropathy. Then in infants, we have the birth defect. It can lead to anemia or behavioral changes and compromised immunity. So, in methods, we have samples. We have the whole blood, urine, and hair. Why hair? Because they can provide a long-term exposure uh, to lead compared to blood sample. So, whole blood is sample of choice for quantitative testing. Urine is used for assessment of present lead exposure. Then testing for diagnosis of lead poisoning include analysis of morning for delta aminobutyric acid. Serum or plasma should not be used because lead rapidly eliminate from plasma. Laboratory tests, the screening test, we have the zinc protoporphyrin test, the fluorometric test, or the ALAD, we have the gamma aminovalenic acid dehydratase test, we the sensitive method, and also we have the in vivo X-ray fluorescent bone to determine the lead burden. Then we have the atomic absorption spectrophotometry, then the inductively coupled plasma immersion spectrophotometry, and the last one we have the anodic stripping voltammetry.